we're going live. We are live. Hope everybody's doing great. Let's do this. Let's do a live painting session here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. So, this is going to be a floral painting. Here we go. We're gonna do a floral on a stretch canvas. So the very first thing we're gonna do is just make a little drawing of our base. Very simple. Just a little drawing. This is our base. This is the base of the base. The base of the base. That's our little handle. And then we're going to start putting some flowers in there. We put a little round table right there. And start putting some florals. For that I'm going to get some blue and purple together so that I can start mixing some darker tones in there. Super simple and so much fun. Look at that. Let's make that handle a little larger, a little wider, so it's not just decorative. It's actually, we actually can use it. And our black base. There we go. How's it going, Murray? Murray, Deborah, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you both here. And then start putting a little bit of green here and there. And part of the idea of here and there, this whole idea of putting color here and there, has more to do with the way that I paint. I like to move around so that I don't start thinking too much over any given area. So there is a little bit of thinking happening, but not too much. Look at that. Style is super simple. Look at that. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much, Denisa. Jahura says, my dad would always say that you should never think too much because you could hurt yourself. I like that. I used to think that was funny, but now I'm not so sure. I like that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, when it comes to any sort of art, thinking is really not the way. Um, the less you think, the more open you are to possibility. And you need lots of possibility in painting. Painting requires a lot of. It requires a quiet mind. I think it's the same for dancing, for many activities like that, kind of artistic activities. You need to have a quiet mind. Look at that. Claro que sí, Blanca, claro que sí. Por favor. Here we go. Put a little bit more blue. We're gonna put a little bit more blue. Right here. And in the handle, or on the handle, I guess, not in. And what I'm going to do now is get a wider brush, and I'm going to start going around it, kind of hugging the flower base with a different color. And I'm going to choose a light yellow for that. Just seems like it makes sense using that light yellow right here. It's gonna start mixing with other colors. Don't worry when it mixes with other colors. Part of the deal of painting is having the colors mixing, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter whether they're mixing with the colors you want them to mix with, or they just mix with whatever color is around. It's going to surprise you, and it's going to create a beautiful other color. And it's just wonderful. Look at that. Thank you so much, Jenny. Deborah says, do you mix your black or use it straight from the tube? I use it straight from the tube. I don't mix it. It already has a very, especially the black I use, has a very buttery consistency. And so I don't mix it. I mix other colors, but not the black one. Yeah, I pretty much mix all the other colors except the black. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate that. How's it going, Van Anderson? Van from Virginia, how's it going, my friend? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of that same color and I'm going to just create a little reflection around my base. Just a little reflection. There we go. To kind of show that there's some reflection happening around there. It's not super boring. It's not super boring. There's something going on around it. I'm gonna get some blue and purple, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it as a base right here. Like this is my table. You don't need a whole lot of detail to make a good painting. You just gotta have fun with it. Lots of fun with it. Look at that. A little purple, a little blue. And that's it. Super simple. And then we can anchor it. When you anchor it, you put something, either a shadow, a reflection, something to show that it's sitting on something. Hi, Paul. Oh, trying to guess what color I was going to use for that. Yeah, I was thinking about keeping it super pastel, but not really. The last thing I want is competing with the flowers, and many times I'm not very conscientious of that, and so I end up having colors that compete with the flowers a lot. But how I fight that, how I fight back to that with, to the brightness of the flowers or competing with another color, I create outlines. I started paying attention a lot to the paintings of Edouard Manet, and I was really blown away by how he used lines, very, very strong line, even without needing to use a dark color to create his lines. He could just use line like what I'm doing right here, negative painting, in order to really separate, right? Make separations of color or subject matter. And so I started playing with that idea a little bit. Muchas gracias, Blanca, se lo agradezco. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you, Van. And so another thing that I'm going to do here is keep moving where I already painted the background. What looks more solid. What I want to do is I want to be able to have more energy in those solid areas. And so I do that with brush strokes. I don't necessarily try to add anything more to it or add more subject matter, I guess, around it, more little flowers or designs on the wall or whatnot. I do that with brush strokes, but I try to do it with different tones, variations. And for me, it's proven that when I do this, there's a lot more happening, of course, because there's more brush strokes, but you don't really see that much happening because I'm not really altering the subject matter. I'm not adding anything or really, if anything, I may be taking away something. But it looks like there's more happening. This is something I saw also while visiting museums. I started noticing that Van Gogh did that in his paintings. In a very solid color, what could appear as a solid place, maybe a table, he would create different brush strokes in different patterns, and not necessarily as an impressionist would do it, like Alfred Sisley or Monet or Renoir. He did it more as a more like an expressionist painter. I think Paul Cézanne and Van Gogh did that very well, where they would take something that was solid, like this, and they would start adding different tones and repainting it, almost repainting that area, just to add dimension. So I started applying it in my own paintings. And it makes sense for me also because I use such a wide brush. And that helps add a bit more dimension to the painting. And as a result, there's a bit more a sense of realism happening, almost a three-dimensionality happening, because there's more not necessarily more value in color, not necessarily more value, but more volume is really what's happening, as opposed to just value. A lot of us as artists, we focus on values. Where's the dark? Where is the middle? Where is the light? And that's fine to make a three-dimensional object, but oftentimes we forget about volume. Volume is very, very important. Because it adds a whole other dimension to the painting. Another way that I add volume is that instead of just focusing on a shadow, I play with the idea of reflections, even in solid areas. It doesn't have to be water, it doesn't have to be shiny objects, but just an idea of maybe there's a reflection down here. And it helps add some sort of a little je ne sais quoi, I call it, some volume comes out of there. Simply by doing those little nuances. Or adding a very bold color where it simply wouldn't go there. In a realist painting, it wouldn't go there. But in a Faubist or expressionist painting, adding red right here, and instead of carrying it all around, just right there, not bringing it all the way around, it kind of messes with the eye a little bit. It tricks the eye, and it makes you wonder why is that red there. But it's all in intent, I guess, an intention to get the viewer to savor the painting a little bit longer. Thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. How's it going, Faye? The handle speaks to the flowers. Yeah. Colors and textures of petals are wonderful. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me give you a front view of this painting. And this is it. Just a very simple approach to an expressionist flower base. Thank you so much, everybody. I am so glad to be doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this on a daily, and just hope that you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful night by now. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lena. And have a wonderful night, everyone. Hi, Donna. Thank you.